Okay, here's the thing, people. I think this is going to be the last time I talk about these kind of subjects because I really just wanted to talk about video games and anime and some of the movies I want to see. And I'm tired of talking about these talking points. Okay. Hey everybody, it's KR0. I am back home after a a work trip that I went to. Went to Athens for a work trip, and I wanted to film some content. I wanted to make some content, but I really didn't end up doing anything. I was too busy working and just kind of relaxing away from home slightly, but not really. It's it's kind of hard to say. Anyways, regardless, I over the course of the past like couple of days, I've noticed that a lot of YouTubers, well, certain specific YouTubers, have been constantly talking about, well, some of them are getting demonetized. Some of them have been in some controversy. Uh, and it's crazy. Now, the controversy was something that I was not expecting. The whole completionist, um, his uh, his charity organization turning out to be uh, kind of shady at this point, considering that they still have the money that has been donated to them just sitting in like an account that they haven't donated to specific uh what was it, dementia research places, especially the ones that they said that they were giving those donations to. Yeah, that's crazy, but that's not the main focus of this story, of this video. Actually, if you want to check out all that stuff, Carl Jobs has a great video detailing everything that he's found, him and some ordinary gamer has found. So check that out. I hope Gerard the completionist actually comes out with a video giving some full transparency on what's going on, because I think that's the main issue, is that they weren't being transparent about their use of the money or lack of use of the money. So hopefully he comes out with it, because I actually did respect this man. I the second I found the completionist, I was hooked onto his channel basically, and I, I'd hate to see that he's one of these uh under the table kind of scammer type situations. But like I said, that's not the main point of this video. The main point of this video is about the demonetization. Now, granted, we just found out that Pearl, just Pearly things, of course, has been demonetized. Uh, and it, of course, she's going wholeheartedly into this Twitter thing about how YouTube's canceling her and all that stuff. And I wasn't gonna say anything on the subject, hearing that Pearl got demonetized, because, well, it was obvious it was gonna happen eventually. Uh, but then another YouTuber that I surprisingly am subscribed to, um, also brought up the fact that they're still demonetized even after 3 months of waiting and all that stuff after they initially got demonetized. And one thing I've noticed is that with some of these YouTubers, when they get demonetized, um, they make it into this huge thing. Now, granted, I'm on YouTube. I I am a very, very small channel. Like, I am not even worth it. I'm not even part of the YouTube partner program. And it, at the end of the day, I wouldn't care if I am, because at the end of the day, I just like talking. I like doing that. If I do at some point end up on the YouTube partner program, I'm not going to quit my job over this. You get what I'm saying? I'm not going to make this into my main thing. It would just be like a little side hustle, so to speak. Um, and of course, I'm gonna go by the terms of service if I decide to go that route as a little side hustle, because then I won't have to really go out as much, doing other things like DoorDash or finding a second job or any of that. Cool. But of course, I would use that money. I'll probably just put that money into like a savings account for, you know, if something were to happen. You know what I mean? Um, but at the end of the day, I'm sitting here looking at these YouTubers who are getting all like bent out of shape about being demonetized, and then calling it a cancellation of sorts. And the ones I'm talking about, like, I'm not talking about like all the rest of those YouTubers who obviously did something horrible against TOS or whatever. But when it comes down to these particular YouTubers, like, your Fresh and Fits, or just Pearly Things, or in this particular case, I am talking about KnightTalk. Well, and look, I'm not trying to say any of this to get clout, to get more viewers, to get more subscribers. I could care less. You can just check this out. If you check this out, if you find this cool, if you enjoy it, cool. If you find some kind of if you realize where I'm going with this, cool. I don't really care. Like, this video, I could care less of it, so to speak. But I'm just trying to kind of open some eyes, and hopefully, if Stephen Knight happens to find this video, know this, sir. Know this, that I am not trying to like come at you for clout or anything like that. It's just what I've noticed. And while I don't know fully as to why YouTube demonetized you, this is my thought process. And I don't think I'm not exactly sure if anybody else noticed this. But you, along with just Pearly Things, and let me just double check this for a second. You, and along with just Pearly Things and Fresh and Fit, uh, are all you are guilty about one particular thing, from what I gather. Not that many people on YouTube, not that many people I've noticed on YouTube, uh, have brought this up. Uh, uh, have brought up this particular thing. Um, I'm trying to see if she's on it. But so far it doesn't look like it. Oh wait, nope. She is on it. But one thing that you guys have done that I've noticed is that, well, we all know about YouTube's up and coming rival, Rumble. I've seen you guys talk so much shit about YouTube, and then also announce that you also have Rumble that you want people to go to so that they don't have to worry about censorship or whatnot. And That is what I think is like the worst thing for you guys. I think that's another reason as to why you're demonetized. You're not canceled from YouTube. You're not banned from YouTube. You're just demonetized. You're not making money from your channel anymore. And the reason why I say this, why I say it might have something to do with the fact that you're that you're constantly in some of your videos have been talking about moving your subscriber count to Rumble could be a factor into why you guys got demonetized. Just saying. Now, I'm not a fan of just Pearly things. I'm definitely not a fan of Fresh and Fit. However, I go back and forth. I'll listen to him, and sometimes some of the things he says I'm on board with, and not all of it. Not definitely not all of it. And some of the things that he says I'm really not down with. Okay, like I go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Because I can agree with him on slight things, but at the same time, I also have those same things that I might agree on. I also know that like he'll go down a path that I'm not going down. You know what I mean? Like I kind of sort of agree, and I can see where he could get that idea, but at the same time, it's like there's another way. I feel like there's another way of going about it. Deferring to him. Heck, the last video I posted about the Marvels, let's just say this. He's the reason why I went to go see the Marvels. That's the guy. That's the YouTuber that I was explaining about in my last video, because of the fact that he, like, in the first few minutes he was just spouting out the woke and all that stuff. I literally ended the video and I was just like, you know what? I was literally in the middle of door dashing, DoorDash just enough to make to have the money to go see the movie, and went to go see the movie. That's exactly what happened. Like I had just made enough to go see the movie. I didn't realize I had enough for the movie. I started listening to him while I'm door dashing, and then next thing you know, I hear him talk about. I see his video about the Marvels, and then I'm like, and I start to listen to it, and the first few words out of his mouth was about how he was laughing, and he was talking about how Disney needs to stop with this woke stuff, and how he didn't even go see the movie. And I immediately just turned it off. Was like, okay, look, I need to go see this movie. I need to know exactly whether it was a good movie or a bad movie, whether it had anything to do with being woke, whether it had anything to do with this feminist movement, if it had anything to do with this girl power thing. No, it didn't. It didn't push it. That's why I went to go see this movie, and that's why I realized, oh, this movie is actually better than you thought. It has none of that talking points, none of those political things that he puts into his video. So, but here it is. I'm looking at all of these things, right? Um, how and I noticed that like for a good minute before his demonetization, right? His initial demonetization, he in every video that he made, he always made sure that Rumble was connected to it, like trying to tell people, hey, please go follow my Rumble channel. I'm doing things on there that I can't do on YouTube. Hey, go subscribe to the Rumble. Blah, blah, blah. Follow my Rumble. Blah 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 blah. Same thing was going on with Fresh and Fit. They were doing the Rumble thing. They were advertising their Rumble channel. Pearl probably did the same thing. I stopped watching Pearl completely, and the only reason why I know about Fresh and Fit saying anything about the Rumble is because of the fact that, well, they had their their YouTube channel on one side, and then they had the Rumble thing on another side. From some of the reactionary videos I saw from all these different people, and of course, you know, what did what did Fresh and Fit keep doing? They would use their YouTube platform to get that money and all that stuff, the YouTube money that they were getting, and then immediately they go over the Rumble, or they go, or Myron would go on to like Cinco Stream, and they would sit there and cause some issues, and we all knew that it was coming. The hammer was coming on Fresh and Fit for all the things that they were spouting off in their videos, in their podcasts and whatnot, or Myron being on Stinko Stream. We all saw it coming with them, but we also didn't. But everybody else didn't really see why, you know, Night Talk, why people like Night Talk or Pearl were getting demonetized. And literally, I feel like there's that kind of connection. Now, I'm looking at Rumble, right? And I'm going to check and see. Like, and I'm not trying to promote Rumble or anything like that, but I mean, it has kind of gotten a little bit updated since the last time I checked this out. And I don't really think that Rumble would. I don't think that like you just having a Rumble is going to like uh get you demonetized per se, but I don't think advertising it constantly on your YouTube channel would. Mainly because of the fact that like, well, Rumble is now becoming YouTube's rival. You all have made this a thing of Rumble being YouTube's rival and all that stuff. So I just feel like that might be a reason as to why you got demonetized. I mean, you're constantly saying how Rumble's much better than YouTube for a good long period of time, and therefore maybe the higher ups in YouTube. I mean, I don't know if they're saying it exactly like that, but maybe the higher ups in YouTube were just like, well, if you are so sure that this is going to be a lot better for you, well, you don't need our money. You got Rumble money. Go for it. You're probably not, and who knows, you're probably not making enough money on Rumble. Is that while Rumble is slowly growing, supposedly, and you guys are constantly saying how you want to move your subscriber count over to Rumble, well, YouTube can easily take that out. And if you're using the exact same videos on Rumble as you are on YouTube, well, there's a possibility that YouTube could easily say, oh, yeah, you posted that on there first, and now you're bringing it over to us. Well, that kind of defeats the purpose, really, of like we could easily call you out for using those same videos or call you out for re-uploading those videos. All right, so you got Steve Knight, 15.3K followers on the Rumble. Let's look at what you got on here. So automatically you have a different, you're using a different name on Rumble compared to what you're using on it. So let's see what your videos look like right now on Rumble, and you also have it in your description on your channel. Rumble.com user Steve Knight. Dang good. That's not a good look. Okay? So I actually should show this, okay? I'm actually gonna show this. Because it needs to be seen. It needs to be seen. Like seriously. You're wondering why you you lost, you're losing, okay? Here it is. Diddy is accused of what? 1 day ago. Okay? Right. Let me increase the size of this. I want you to really see what you got, why you are where you're at right now, why you're not making any money on YouTube, why you've been demonetized on YouTube. Okay, you got Diddy is accused of what? 1 day ago, he had Will Smith bent over the couch. 3 days ago, and who wants to see female superhero movies? Straight up, look at the thumbnails. Okay, now I'm gonna go over to your YouTube channel. And what do you got? In between, you have your own, just YouTube videos, right? But you got, did he's accused of what? Same thumbnail. No way, Will. I caught him bending Will Smith over the couch. Same thumbnail. And then let's go over here to the other thing. Oh, same thumbnail. Same thing. And I bet you, if I played the video, it's the exact same video. Word for word. So that means you made this video, you edited it and all that stuff, and then you put it on both websites. Who knows which one you put it on first? You probably put it on each of them at the exact same time. Maybe one showed up a second earlier than the other. Either way, it's the same day, same thumbnail, same video, same basically the same title. The only difference of the title between like when it comes to the Will Smith thing was you didn't add the quote, you just did the you just pretty much said what it was about. Same video. Okay? Same thing. YouTube don't want to pay for that. I'm sorry. That's where you went wrong. That is probably where you went wrong. So I'm not trying to say this because I think that you do have something to say that's worth listening to sometimes. Okay? And I'm willing to listen to it on YouTube. However, you being demonetized on YouTube, that's your own fault because of the fact that you did this. Basically, it's the exact same video. You copied it, pasted it. You don't know. YouTube doesn't know. I can probably guess that you probably made the video and you sat there and you uploaded it on both sites. That was your mistake. That is the mistake. That is what YouTube is pretty much telling you. And even though they're not saying directly it's because you're posting on Rumble at the same time as YouTube, they do have that. There is a possibility they have that loophole of you going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So for all they're concerned, for all they know, you posted that whole little thing on your YouTube channel after you posted on the Rumble, and it's the exact same video. So it does kind of violate the guidelines because at the end of the day, there is a reaction in it to what's going on. You are talking about all these different things, but in a way, you're re-uploading content. Something that a lot of people have blamed SS Sniper would of doing, but in this case, you're re-uploading your own content onto two different platforms, and YouTube probably doesn't like that, and that's why you got demonetized. That might be it. So if you're gonna do a YouTube video, you might want to sit there and not re-upload the exact same video. Or maybe if you weren't so gung ho about trying to promote your Rumble channel at the same time, well, you shouldn't have it right up there as the first thing, one of the first links everybody sees. You got 401k subscribers on YouTube, and you got how many subscribers on it? 15 1.3 thousand followers. You're sitting there trying to promote your Rumble, and you're not going to get that many people going over the Rumble. That's where you're failing. And that's what I've been thinking about the entire day since I saw your video. Since I saw your video about you win, I give up. That was your fault. That was your fault. That was your fault, Steve Knight. That was your fault. That was your fault, KnightTalk. So don't be complaining about how YouTube is like doing this when you are the one who are using the same thumbnails, using the same video, and putting it on two separate platforms that are supposedly rivaling each other. And you have a link to other the other platform on your YouTube. How about you do something like maybe you could have posted it on your Twitter? Have people go to your Twitter in order to find the Rumble link? Or your Instagram? Something that's not YouTube? That's why you're getting demonetized. That's just my opinion. And it's possibly a very good opinion. But, I've done the deep dive. I feel nasty for getting on Rumble because I don't like Rumble. I'm not a fan of Rumble. And I will never I can't say I'll never post on Rumble, but as far as I'm concerned, I don't think I'm going to Rumble because I always forget about it existing, in all honesty. Yes, while I am not as much of a fan of the community, of all the community guidelines and all the terms of service that YouTube has, at the end of the day, YouTube has built up this platform from scratch. We knew what it was like at the beginning. It was great in the beginning. There were so many creative people on YouTube when it first started. That's where we got animated AMVs, anime music videos. I loved those back then. That's how a lot of the longer lasting YouTube channels started off with, and that's how we got this whole thing built. However, you've been in the YouTube thing for like, let's see, how long have you been in YouTube? You've been on YouTube since what? Uh, since 2020, and you're complaining about all this stuff, and yet you didn't join YouTube when it started. This was like it looks like this was basically a pandemic choice. Like a lot of different YouTubers actually started. Like heck, my sister wanted me to start YouTube back in like 2018, and I just wasn't feeling it. I started my YouTube channel last year, and the only reason why I started my YouTube channel is because hey, I do like gaming content. There was a YouTuber by the name of David Vink. David Vink. I hope I'm saying his name right. I always wonder if I'm saying his name right. David Vink RPGs. I started watching his channel. I think just before like how long he's been going for. He doesn't have nearly as many subscribers as you, but he joined in 2006. And I don't know how big his video like history is, but I know I've been paying attention to most of his videos, mainly from his list videos. That's where I started. That's where I began my journey with David Vink's whole YouTube channel. He's a gamer YouTuber. He's a gamer YouTuber. He's probably about like maybe a couple of years older than me. Uh, maybe 5, maybe 10. I don't know. I don't want to think that he's like super old, but he's always had some really good content. With his gaming list, with his and he's slowly built himself over time, and I like it. I love his content. But a lot of people, especially a lot of people in the red pill space and the management space, and a lot of people who get upset about being demonetized, they seem to all have started in 2020. All started during pandemic times. And I think that's where you kind of gone wrong. Where you kind of went wrong. Because you started it so far in the past. So recently. And you got this huge thing so high, and then all of a sudden you realize it was going out. Like, I know for a fact he some of these he couldn't possibly have made in 3 years. I don't care what anybody says. Like, this is a Dragon Quest 5 playlist 8 years ago. And that was a PlayStation 2 game. Most of the games that he plays, he's doing a let's play. And that's half the reason why I started my YouTube channel. I kept seeing all these gaming content, and I thought, hey, I want to bring in my own personal Hello. I want to bring my personal take on this whole little thing, and I've been watching his channel. I've been watching his channels, watching his videos for years, and I would love to do that same thing. There's another YouTuber, another gaming YouTuber that I'm a huge fan of. Give me a second while I remember his name, because like I should be I wanted to be watching some of his videos recently, but like all the videos that he was talking about was all of his playthroughs were about games that I wanted to play, and the more I kept seeing them, the more I was just gonna get annoyed and be feeling like having that huge case of FOMO, fear of missing out, and not wanting to be spoiled by these games because, oh good lord, these games are freaking fire. But instead, I've been watching some of you guys' videos, and I'm just like, I feel like you guys are going in the wrong. You basically are jumping into this. I'm seeing all these different creative people. You know, like She Is a T. Her short videos basically, and I think they're kind of creative with the small amount of stuff they have. Yeah. Either way, that's it for this video. I went a little bit too far, but hopefully I can edit this. Hopefully I can edit this to a smaller size. But if I did, hey, there's that. But I am going to say this one last thing. Look, KnightTalk, this is where you went wrong. You promoted the Rumble. You promoted your Rumble too much. You have it in your YouTube bio, basically, as the first link you see. That's one where you went wrong. You promoted it in almost every single video for a good long period of time, for almost a year, it seemed. Let's see. I'm about to check this out right now. Yep. And I can actually agree that just Pearly things did the exact same stupid thing. And then, last but not least, did they do it? Did they do it? Or are they smart? No, they did. They did. Fresh and Fit did the exact same thing. Don't put Rumble. That's where you went wrong. Don't put Rumble.com in your links on YouTube. That's where you went wrong. That is where you went wrong. And I'm out. I'm out. That's it. I'm done. I'm done talking about these things, okay? I'm going to gaming content because this is stupid. Y'all are stupid. That's where you went wrong. Because you left the link to your failure in your YouTube bio. Go to Twitter on that shit. Don't link it on YouTube. You know that you're supporting Rumble as an alternative to YouTube. Why? Why? You're dumb.